Ukraine has condemned Moscow for allowing one of its warships to fire warning shots at a cargo vessel in the Black Sea. Kyiv called it Russia's provocative action. On Sunday, Moscow said that its patrol ship fired automatic weapons near a vessel. This happened when the vessel's captain failed to respond to a request to halt for an inspection. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke about Russian shelling in the Kherson region. At least 7 people were killed in the shelling, including a 22-day-old infant. At least 22 people were injured. Local officials have declared Monday a day of mourning. Kyiv reclaimed parts of Kherson from Russian occupation in November last year. Russia launched a drone and a missile attack on Ukraine's port city of Odesa. Kyiv said that its air defense forces destroyed all 15 drones and 8 Caliber-type sea-based missiles. Odesa is Ukraine's largest port and naval base. It has been repeatedly attacked with missiles and drones ever since Russia pulled out of a grain deal with Ukraine. A massive fire broke out at a fertilizer warehouse in the Russian town of Ramenskoye. The town is located near Moscow. Thick black smoke and flames could be seen from hundreds of meters away. Authorities say that a violation of safety requirements during welding work caused the fire. Surveillance footage shows an attack on a Shiite mosque in the Iranian city of Shiraz. At least 1 person was killed in the attack while 7 others were injured. 1 person has been arrested. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Iranian lawmakers debated a controversial hijab bill on Sunday. This was during a session in Tehran's Islamic Consultative Assembly. The parliament voted to discuss the bill further in an exclusive commission. This comes about 11 months after the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. She died in the custody of Iran's morality police for not wearing a hijab properly. The incident triggered worldwide protests. Ecuador's presidential candidates participated in a debate on Sunday. Each candidate promised to improve security if they were elected. This comes days after presidential hopeful Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated after a campaign event. The party of the slain candidate has replaced him with 36-year-old Andrea Gonzalez. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un visited key military factories. This includes a tactical missile production plant. This is the latest in a string of visits by Kim Jong-un to defense facilities. Images released by the local media show Kim being accompanied by officials as he assessed missile launchers and other weapons. Taiwan's Vice President William Lai has said that the island will not be afraid and will not back down in the face of authoritarian threats. Lai made the statement during his visit to the United States. China condemned the visit, saying it will resort to vigorous measures. Lai will next visit Paraguay. It is one of only 13 countries that maintain formal ties with Taiwan. Niger's junta has said that they have gathered enough evidence to prosecute ousted President Mohamed Bazoum for high treason. Bazoum was ousted last month in a coup. The coup leaders have not provided any evidence behind their claim of prosecuting Bazoum. This comes at a time when the Economic Community of West African States, or ECOWAS, is exploring options to reinstate the government in Niger. In climate news, at least 21 people have died in several instances across India's Himachal Pradesh. A landslide hit the state's capital city of Shimla. It hit a pilgrimage site where devotees had gathered. In the Solan district, 7 people were killed after a cloudburst occurred in the region. The India Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for Himachal Pradesh. It expects heavy to very heavy rain in the state. In Italy, a river burst its banks and broke through a bridge wall. It has uprooted trees and flooded the streets of the city of Bardonice. The fire brigade service said that they have rescued 6 people. No casualties have been reported so far. About 50 firefighters were involved in the cleanup operations. A tornado and hailstorm have killed at least 2 people and injured 15 in eastern China. Footage shows the tornado plowing through farmland, leaving the roofs of houses damaged. This comes as other parts of China are still reeling from the aftermath of Typhoon Doksuri. Russia has sent a task force to oversee the cleanup of parts of the country. This was after Typhoon Kanun passed through the Primorye region. Reports say more than 4,000 homes have been flooded. However, there are no reports of casualties. The death toll from the wildfires in the U.S. state of Hawaii has reached close to 100. It is expected to keep rising. This makes the blaze Hawaii's worst natural disaster ever. Members of the U.S. National Guard and Army are assisting in efforts to fight the flames. They are also helping locals in gathering donations of food and other supplies. Mount Etna, the most active volcano in Europe, erupted on Sunday. Italy's National Civil Protection Agency has issued an official statement saying Etna has entered a pre-alert phase. This alert level signifies a high likelihood of imminent lava fountaining. Firefighters in eastern Bolivia are battling a blaze. The flames have burnt down grasslands in areas near the city of Santa Cruz. Authorities say that as of Saturday, 20 forest fires had been managed. Meanwhile, other parts of Bolivia experienced a rare snowfall. The Bolivia's National Service of Hydrology and Meteorology reported snow, rain and thunderstorms in parts of the country. In the western areas, temperatures fell to 4 degrees Celsius. South Korean activists held a rally in the capital city Seoul on Saturday. They were protesting against Japan's plan to release water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the ocean. About 1,000 protesters were seen gathering near the Seoul City Hall. They held up posters and chanted slogans. Earlier this week, local media reported that Japan was planning to begin releasing water from the nuclear plant as soon as this month. A leading climate crisis author staged a walkout at the Edinburgh International Book Festival. The author and climate activist Michaela Loach demonstrated against the festival's main sponsor. It was an investment company called Baillie Gifford. Loach protested against the investment firm's alleged links to fossil fuel companies. Now to business and tech news. The Russian ruble slid past 100 against the US dollar on Monday. This is its lowest level since March 2022. Russian President Vladimir Putin's economic advisor has blamed the ruble's slump on loose monetary policy. Meanwhile, the Bank of Russia has blamed the ruble's sharp slide on Russia's shrinking account surplus. Reports say about 500 Credit Suisse retail investors are planning to file a lawsuit. This is to challenge the controversial purchase of Credit Suisse by rival UBS earlier this year. The Swiss Investor Protection Association plans to file the claim in Zurich's commercial court on behalf of the investors today. These investors claim they lost substantial sums of money because of the takeover. US-based Citigroup has completed the sale and migration of its Taiwan consumer business. It has been sold to Singapore's DBS Group. This includes the retail banking, credit card, mortgage and unsecured lending businesses. Nearly 3,000 employees will also be transferred under the deal. China's State Council has issued new guidelines on foreign investments. Beijing says it'll optimize the country's environment to attract more foreign inflows. The State Council said that authorities should increase protection and rights of foreign investors. This includes strengthening the enforcement of intellectual property rights. China's State Council also announced guidelines to increase fiscal support and tax incentives for foreign invested enterprises. Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of collapsed crypto firm FTX, is heading to jail. This is after a judge revoked his bail. The bail was revoked after the judge found that Bankman-Fried tried to influence witnesses at least twice. This comes ahead of his fraud trial scheduled for October 2nd. Electric vehicle maker Tesla has cut the prices of two of its Model Y vehicle versions in China. This includes Model Y Long Range and Model Y Performance. Tesla has dropped the starting prices of both models by nearly $2,000. The price cuts take effect from today. Meanwhile, US-based electric vehicle maker Nikola has recalled all its battery-powered electric trucks. This includes all the trucks it has delivered to date. The company is also suspending the sales of current vehicles. Nikola's move follows an investigation into recent instances of fire. The probe found a coolant leak inside a battery pack as the cause of the fire accidents. Australia's federal court has fined a local unit of Dell Technologies. It has ordered the company to pay nearly $7 million. This is for making misleading representations on its website about discounts for add-on computer monitors. Reports say Dell Australia sold more than 5,000 add-on monitors with overstated discounts. This was for the period between August 2019 and December 2021. Iraq's telecom ministry has said it will lift a ban on the Telegram messaging app. The ban was imposed last week, citing security concerns. The ministry's decision comes after Telegram responded to Iraqi security authorities. The authorities called on Telegram to disclose the details of some malicious entities. These entities allegedly leaked the private data of Iraqi citizens. Remuneration received by individuals from the social media company X will be subject to an 18% tax in India. This is according to experts. X, formerly known as Twitter, recently started an advertisement revenue sharing program. Under this, users get a share of the revenue generated from ads displayed in the replies section of the content they post. Advertisers usually post ads in the comments of posts that have considerable reach and engagement. Moving to sports, in cricket, the West Indies beat India by 8 wickets in the decider T20 match yesterday. Visitors India batted first and scored 165 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their innings. Brandon King scored an unbeaten knock of 85 runs in 55 balls to lead the West Indies to victory. The hosts chased down the target with 12 deliveries remaining. The West Indies then clinched the T20 series 3-2. England want all-rounder Ben Stokes to come out of retirement for the upcoming One-Day International Cricket World Cup. Stokes retired from ODI cricket in July last year. However, he continues to represent England in Test and T20 matches. England say having Ben Stokes on the squad will give them a boost for the prestigious ODI tournament. The World Cup begins on the 5th of October. In football, Leipzig downed Bayern Munich 3-0 to clinch the German Super Cup. Dani Olmo scored a hat-trick for Leipzig. This was also striker Harry Kane's first match for Bayern. The German club recently signed the Englishman for over $110 million. In La Liga, Barcelona began their season with a 0-0 draw against Getafe. However, the game was not as dull as the scoreboard suggests. A total of 8 yellow cards and 1 red were given in yesterday's match. Barcelona's Rafinha was sent off directly for smashing his elbow into Getafe's defender Gaston Alvarez. Getafe's Jamie Mata was also sent off after a nasty tackle earned him a second yellow. Real Madrid and Chelsea have reached an agreement for goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. The 28-year-old goalkeeper will join Real on a loan for this season. Arrizabalaga will be temporarily replacing Thibaut Courtois, who is suffering from an ankle injury. Chelsea have agreed to a deal to sign Moises Caicedo from Brighton. According to reports, Chelsea will pay over $145 million for the midfielder. Last week, Liverpool had also agreed to sign a deal with the 21-year-old. However, the deal fell through after he informed Liverpool that he was not keen on joining them. Caicedo will now undergo a medical at Chelsea. According to reports, Neymar is the newest player who will head to Saudi Arabia. Paris Saint-Germain have agreed a deal with Saudi club Al Hilal for the Brazilian forward. Negotiations for Neymar's fees are still underway between the two clubs. Neymar's contract with PSG expires in 2025. In tennis, Italian Jannik Sinner clinched the men's Canadian Masters title yesterday. He beat Australian Alex de Minaur 6-4, 6-1 in straight sets. This is the 21-year-old's first Masters 1000 title. Incidentally, Sinner and de Minaur are also each other's men's doubles partners. Meanwhile, American Jessica Pegula clinched the Women's Canadian Open title yesterday. She put on a dominating show, beating Russia's Lyudmila Samsonova 6-1, 6-0. The match lasted just 49 minutes. However, some credit goes to the Russian who had to play her final just 2 hours after winning her semi-final. This was because the semi-final had been delayed by a day due to rain. In American football, Damar Hamlin has returned to the field. Hamlin took part in his first preseason game after suffering an on-field cardiac arrest in January. The 25-year-old was welcomed by fans with great cheer. Hamlin plays for the National Football League team, the Buffalo Bills. In entertainment news, Apple TV Plus is working on a new Untitled 6-part documentary. The docuseries will be based on Lionel Messi's Inter-Miami CF journey. The documentary is being produced by Smuggler Entertainment in association with Major League Soccer. The California Labor Federation chief has said that it is shameful that his state does not offer unemployment insurance to striking workers. Members of the Writers Guild of America and the Actors Guild SAG-AFTRA, who live in New York and New Jersey, have a financial advantage. However, their counterparts in California and other states in the United States do not. In New York, striking workers are eligible to receive over $500 a week for 26 weeks. However, in California, this is zero. American actor Zachary Levi has called out Hollywood for its output of what he said is garbage content. The actor said, and I quote, "How many times do you watch a trailer and go, this looks cool, and then you go to the movie and say, this is what I get?" The actor, famous for his role in the movie Shazam, also voiced his support for the actors and writers on strike. Actors Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Jason Momoa have shared their thoughts on the wildfires that have swept through Hawaii in the United States. In an Instagram post, The Rock said that he is completely heartbroken by everything that has transpired. Momoa also took to the social media platform. He urged people not to vacation in Maui to preserve resources for the survivors of the wildfires. The battle of the billionaires is raging on. Elon Musk has fired back at Mark Zuckerberg. This comes after the Meta founder asked Musk to move on from the cage fight. Musk had earlier claimed that he and Zuckerberg had agreed to hold a match which would be streamed on their respective social media platforms. Zuckerberg denied this. After Zuckerberg asked Musk to move on, Musk took to his social media platform X and posted, "Zuck is a chicken." American comedian Jimmy Fallon surprised Jonas Brothers fans at their concert on Sunday. Fallon appeared after the intermission during the concert in New York. The Jonas Brothers include singers Kevin Jonas, Joe Jonas and Nick Jonas. They have appeared on Fallon's talk show, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, multiple times. Actor Gal Gadot has reacted to Barbie star Margot Robbie's comments that she should have played the lead character. The Wonder Woman star said she adores Margot Robbie and her comments warmed her heart and made her feel touched. During an interview in May, Margot Robbie said that she imagined Gal Gadot for a role in Barbie as she embodied Barbie energy. Actor Bethany Joy Lenz has revealed that her involvement in a cult was not a secret on the sets of the show One Tree Hill. In a recent interview, Joy Lenz said that her co-stars were all trying to rescue her, but she was stubborn and committed to what she believed was the best choice. She also said her commitment to the cult took a toll on her professional relationships. Joy Lenz added that the cult made her distrust everyone, which led her to feel incredibly lonely. Former Family Feud contestant Timothy Bleefnick has been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of his wife. He became infamous after he joked that he regretted getting married on air. Bleefnick received 3 life sentences stemming from 2 counts of first-degree murder. Bleefnick and his wife were in the midst of a divorce at the time of her murder. American singer and songwriter Lionel Richie has cancelled his sold-out show due to severe weather. Musical group Earth, Wind and Fire also had to cancel. The show was already an hour late when it was postponed even further, disappointing the over 20,000 people who had gathered there. Many fans had traveled and booked hotels to attend the show.